Hey everyone, Joellen here, and welcome to Washington Watercolor. For today's demonstration, I thought it would be fun to paint glass and metal, and what better way than to paint a martini? Here's a list of supplies I'll be using for today's demonstration. I'll begin with a basic drawing, starting with the glass. The trickiest part of the several ellipses, along with the symmetry. I find that it's very helpful to draw a central line and then measure or try to match up the right to the left side. For filming purposes, I'm using an HB pencil, but normally I would use something very light, such as a 2H. Using my Princeton script brush along with some Pebeo masking fluid, I'll mask out some areas which I want to retain or keep white for now. I love using my fine brush to apply masking fluid. However, word of caution, be sure to treat your brush with a soapy mixture ahead of time and several times during this process. And never use your really good brush for this. Okay, let's just speed this along. As always, I like to frame off my painting with drafting tape. Let me just refreshen my paint with some water and clean off last week's paint. I'm going to start with the background first, so I'll use a little bit of my ultramarine, and to that I'll add just a touch of burnt sienna to take out a little bit of the chroma. My paint is pretty watered down, and I'll start with the top left corner, and I'm working on dry paper. For filming purposes, I work on a flat surface, but I suggest that you work on a slight incline. I'll grab a little bit of maroon perline along with just a speck of Winsor violet, and I'll add this to my mixture. Now I'm going to start to paint in the foreground. Here I'll add a little bit of yellow ochre along with some water to this mixture, and I'll paint the foreground. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to bring the foreground towards me and push the kind of the background of this plane away. So I need to change my colors up a little bit and change my values. After completely drying my painting, I've added a little bit of Winsor Violet to my ultramarine and burnt sienna mixture. As you can see, I've already painted in an indication of the cast shadow from the shaker on the left-hand side and a little bit of the glass. So I'm going to go into the glass and I'm going to use this color combination to pull out dark areas. By adding a little more burnt sienna to this mixture and a little bit less water, I'll start to create the darks that I find in the shaker. The metal shaker is just really a bunch of reflections, and when I look at it, I can see these long lines. They're not quite plumb or vertical. They all just kind of direct inward as they're coming down. So they follow the shape of the shaker itself. The fabric in the foreground is also reflected in the metal shaker. Grabbing a little bit of sap green, I will paint the olives. To give the olives form, the olives will have a light side and a dark side, and also the olive in the glass will be reflected in the liquid. Watercolor has a tendency to dry lighter, so I will have to go back and continue to add darks to the darker areas of the metal. Painting metal is all about reflections, and I need to remember to account for the Martini glass that's reflected in the shaker. I'm just going to go over my background one more time. After completely drying my painting, I remove my masking fluid. I love to use my old flat brush for softening edges. It was never really a good brush to paint with, but it is perfect for this task. So you may wonder, what is the real secret to painting glass? Well, there's really no secret, but glass will pick up a lot of the background color. Obviously, it's see-through. There's probably going to be some refraction going on, especially if there's liquid involved. So if you have a dark value, maybe a highlight, pick up the background color, and just make some really good observations before you start painting. And the same goes for metal. Metal obviously is reflective, and the color of this stainless steel shaker is really gray or silver. However, it's going to pick up a lot of reflection, so you have to pay close attention to the exact shapes going on. It'll pick up the background color, and it even picks up whatever's in the foreground. Pimento time. Okay, so this is my favorite part, putting in the red. It's really a beautiful complement to the green, and I just love the way that it just jumps right off the paper. Can't forget this guy. I thought it would be fun to add just a touch of phthalo blue. This demonstration took me about 1 hour to complete. Let's give it a sign and take off the tape. I think it's martini time. Thanks for watching. Cheers!